Sight for White newsletter, Autumn 2025, your local sight loss charity. Meet the new CEO. Spotlight on Carol. 50 years of talking news. Meet volunteer Helen. Hydrate to feel great. Terry's 10 teasers. Dress for less, plus much more. Front cover shows a photograph of our CEO, JD.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Autumn Newsletter 2025, and a special welcome to our new CEO, JD, which is the short way of saying James Danny. I know that many of you have met him already. As usual, this issue is packed with news and information, and I'm sure you will find much to interest you. Our staff provide such support and advice, and I always learn something new from their reports. I know that you will be welcomed by them when joining any of our many activities or making a request for help. For example, setting up the Be My Eyes Ray-Ban Meta glasses or new mobiles. The support and advice is always there. And don't forget to visit Dress for Less. The shop is full of lovely clothes, and you can find just the right shoes, handbag or hat to complete your outfit. Debbie and her team are always there to help and advise. We have been celebrating 50 years of the Talking News, and what an invaluable contribution it has made. And I would like to thank all those who've been instrumental in providing such a valued service for so many years, especially Terry, who has been involved from the very beginning. Also, check out the travel cards for assistant dogs, discount on vehicle tax, and advice on the most recent scams. The Meet a Volunteer and Member articles illustrate such interesting lives, and I hope you managed to get your story in for this year's short story writing competition, as the deadline was the 31st of October. We now look forward to the award ceremony in December. As always, my grateful thanks to all our dedicated staff at Millbrook House and Dress for Less, and to our wonderful volunteers. They all make the charity so special. Thank you.
Contents. Chair Report, page 2. CEO Update, page 4. Member Activities and Festive Information, page 5 to 7. Scams, page 8. Deaf Blind Officer, page 9. Be My Eyes, Ray-Ban Meta Glasses, pages 10 to 11. Age UK Digital Drop-In Dates, pages 12 to 13. Karen's Vision Update, pages 14 to 15. Hydrate to Feel Great, pages 16 to 18. Vehicle Tax Discount for VI, page 19. Double Celebration at Mix and Mingle, pages 20 to 21. Assistant Dog Under Seat Card, pages 22 to 23. Volunteer Update, page 24. Hearing Officer, page 25. Meet Volunteer Helen, pages 26 to 27. Meet Member Carol, pages 28 to 29. Meet CEO JD, pages 30 to 33. Apprentice VRS, pages 34 to 35. 50 Years of Talking News, pages 36 to 39. Short Story Writing Award Ceremony, pages 40 to 41. 100 Club and Christmas Cards, page 42. Calendars, page 43. IT Information for Members, page 44. Dress for Less, page 45. Education Update, page 46. Terry's 10 Teasers, Answers, Contact Info, pages 47 to 48.
Hello everyone. It's been another full and rewarding month at Sight for White, filled with opportunities to meet and connect with leaders from across the UK who share the same passion for supporting people with sight loss. These conversations have been invaluable in deepening our understanding of what our community needs and in exploring new ways to work together for the benefit of the visually impaired individuals across the island. Within our own team, there's been a real sense of steady progress and shared purpose. We continue to strengthen how we work, ensuring that everything we do remains focused on what matters most, keeping our services welcoming, accessible, and responsive to those who rely on them. I've also been meeting with local partners and community groups to explore how we can collaborate more closely and extend our reach across the island. There is such goodwill and enthusiasm in our community, and I truly believe that by working together, we can achieve even greater things for the people we serve. As we move further into the autumn months, I want to share a heartfelt thank you to our staff, trustees, volunteers and members for the positivity and dedication they bring every single day. It's their care, compassion and commitment that keep this charity strong and moving forward. JD, CEO.
Member activities. Weekly. By appointment. We have Sam on hand to give one-to-one help with accessibility features on your computer, laptop, tablet or phone. It is essential you pre-book, so please call ahead.
Monday, swimming at Medina Leisure Centre, Newport, term time only, between 1:15 p.m. and 2 p.m. Cost is £6. Limited transport is available.
Tuesday, yoga at Millbrook House between 1:45 p.m. and 2:45 p.m. Come along and try gentle yoga. Just £4, which includes refreshments. Call the office to book a space.
Wednesday, coffee and chat at Millbrook House between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. All are very welcome to join us for coffee and cake. The cost is £2 and the group is open to everyone. We have regular visitors to this group, for example, the ECLO, the Macular Society and many others.
Thursday, mix and mingle at Millbrook House between 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. Planned activities include crafts, quizzes and entertainment. The cost is £4 plus £3.50 for transport if required. The group has a waiting list, so please call to put your name down if you're interested in joining.
Fortnightly tennis is held at Ride Me Tennis Club on a Monday between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Volunteers of the club are on hand to assist. This is weather dependent.
Monthly groups. First Tuesday of the month, God's Hill Coffee Morning, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m, held at the Old Smithy Coffee Shop, God's Hill. Volunteers Yvonne and Linda will be on hand to chat.
First Thursday of the month, audio book group held at Lord Louis Library, Newport, between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. This group is free to attend. You will receive a digital copy, USB stick or CD, and the group will discuss the book at the following meeting.
Last Friday of the month, Striders is for members who enjoy walking. The walk is normally between 4 and 6 miles depending on the route and location. The cost is £4 plus £3.50 for transport. The group always enjoys lunch in a local pub and is a great social event.
Last Sunday of the month, golf at Westridge Golf Centre ride. Members enjoy 45 minutes with a professional instructor available to help with the complete novice. To those playing regularly, it is usually the last Sunday of the month, but always call the office to confirm.
Tandem bike sessions are now held on a regular basis. Our pilots and members have been enjoying trips out, mainly along the cycle track. If you would like to have a go and you haven't, let the office know. Please call and put your name on the list. This is a fantastic opportunity for anyone who enjoys riding a bike and fresh air. This will be weather dependent through the winter months.
Ion Social is our afternoon group held on the second Wednesday of the month. This group is open to everyone, members, volunteers and friends, and is a thoroughly enjoyable afternoon, always finishing with tea and cake. For more information and to reserve your place, please call Susan on 522205.
Christmas raffle. This is a reminder to send your raffle tickets back before December the 8th. We have more available if you require further books. We have some great prizes and it is our main fundraiser of the year, so please support the charity.
Festive morning. You are all very welcome to come along on December the 10th to Millbrook House between 10:30am and 12:30pm, where we will be drawing the raffle and enjoying festive refreshments. This is open to everyone, members, volunteers, friends and family. You will be made very welcome.
Scams. Trading Standards would like to warn you about some of the most recent scams that have affected Ireland residents. Phone call claiming to be from EE trying to find out information about your account. Unsolicited calls are likely to be a scam. You can verify this by calling your provider to check if it's genuine. Text claiming to be from DWP, pressuring you into making a claim for winter heating allowance. This will ask you to click on the link and state that if you don't follow the instructions, you will be ineligible for the benefit. This is a scam. This payment will be automatic. Do not click on the link in texts and emails. Emails claiming to be from the DVLA, stating that your car doesn't carry valid tax and requesting that you click on the link to make a payment. This is a scam, and if you check the sender's email address, you can see that it isn't a valid gov.uk address. Victims have received threatening messages claiming their devices have been compromised using spyware such as Pegasus, and that compromising videos will be shared unless a cryptocurrency ransom is paid. These messages are fraudulent and designed to cause panic and extort money. They often include aggressive language, false claims of device access, and threats to share fabricated content with contacts. Do not engage with the sender and never send money. Forward the email to report@phishing.gov.uk.
Deaf Blind Support Officer. English National Concessionary Travel Scheme. Do you have access to the local bus service? If you are registered as sight impaired or severely sight impaired, you are eligible for a concessionary bus pass. Unlike the bus pass given for senior citizens, you can use the concessionary bus pass before 9:30am. Application forms are available from the Isle of Wight Council website or White Sense. You will require clarification of your registration, and White Sense will be able to help you with this. If you are not able to use the bus by yourself and require support to do so, you may also be eligible for a companion pass. Again, the application form is available from the Isle of Wight Council or White Sense. Please contact the sensory service if you require help with this. Karen, deafblind assessor.
Be My Eyes, Ray-Ban Meta Glasses, an article from Be My Eyes. On November the 13th, 2024, Be My Eyes Ray-Ban Meta Glasses rolled out. Connect with volunteers hands-free. With the new integration, Be My Eyes users can now call a sighted volunteer using just their voice. Simply say, "Hey Meta, be my eyes," and you'll be connected to one of our 8.1 million global volunteers. The volunteer will view your surroundings through the camera on the glasses and be able to answer your questions and provide real-time descriptions through the open ear speakers, whether it's identifying items on a shelf, navigating busy public spaces, or following a recipe, all while your hands remain free. Getting started is quick and easy. If you already own Ray-Ban Meta Glasses, check that they are updated to the latest software release in order to access Be My Eyes. Need help setting up? We've prepared a comprehensive setup guide, including an audio walkthrough, so you can get the most out of these hands-free experience. Just visit the Be My Eyes website for a step-by-step guide to configuring the glasses, or our dedicated product page for additional information about Be My Eyes and Ray-Ban Meta Glasses. Don't have Ray-Ban glasses yet? Experience the future of accessibility by purchasing Ray-Ban Meta Glasses at selected retail stores or online through the Ray-Ban official store. We're thrilled to bring the new level of accessibility to our community and really look forward to your feedback as we continue to innovate together with Meta.
Social media. For anyone that uses the internet and enjoys social media, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram as we update daily with news, information and events, site related, and also everything that's going on at Millbrook House, including activities and society news.
Age UK digital drop-in sessions. Help with your technology made easy and enjoyable through our welcoming community drop-in sessions. Ride Library, the second and fourth Wednesday every month, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. 101 George Street Ride, PO33 2JE. Newport Library, second and fourth Thursday every month, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Orchard Street, Newport, PO30 1LL. Parkland Centre, Cowes, second Friday every month, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Park Road, Cowes, PO317LZ. John Cheverton Centre, second Friday every month, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Holbury Lane, Newport, PO30 2ER. Tower House, only for Tower House patients, the second Friday every month, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Rink Road Ride, PO33 1LP. St Helens Community Centre, second Wednesday of every month, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Guildford Road, St Helens Ride, PO33 1UH. Call 01983 525282 or email info@ageukiw.org.uk or visit www.ageukiw.org.uk.
Karen's Vision Update. I was listening to the radio recently and they had a professor on from the University of California. The discussion was about how snails could, in the future, restore eyesight. Apparently they have, with this study, made lightning speed discoveries that they hope will lead to a breakthrough that could enable eyesight lost to be restored. I found this fascinating and wanted to share. The Power of Nature. Article from Science News. The golden apple snail has powerful regenerative abilities, and its eyes share many anatomical features with ours. The golden apple snail is a freshwater species with the remarkable ability to regrow an entire eye, promoting scientists to ask whether it could, one day, inspire better treatments for sight loss. A study published in Nature Communications has, for the first time, revealed apple snails and human eyes share many anatomical features. A team led by Alice Accorsi, a biologist at the University of California, found that the snail's eyes, like ours, have a camera-like structure with a lens, a retina and an optic nerve. Crucially, they also appear to use many of the same genes thought to be responsible for eye development in humans. When Accorsi snipped off a snail's eye, the eye grew back in just under a month, but it probably took about 3 months for the new eye to fully integrate with the brain to restore full vision. Sanchez Alfacado says, humans don't regrow damaged eye parts, and certainly not a whole eye. Even a transplanted eye has not yet successfully wired into a recipient's brain. Discovering the basis of eye regeneration in snails won't lead to immediate cures for people, says Henry Klassen, an ophthalmologist and stem cell researcher at the University of California. Irvine, who wasn't involved in the work, but knowing that there is a possibility to regenerate eyes, can be like a beacon of light, he says. You can at least start asking questions like, where's the hang-up? How far along the similar path do things go in humans? And what genes, for instance, intervene or have been added to suppress regeneration or fail to respond? Snails have other genes known to be important in human eye development. The secret to regenerating eyes is probably in the molecular switches that control when those genes are active, the researchers say. It's possible that humans already have the same switches, and researchers would just need to activate them at the right time and place to regenerate eyes, Accorsi says. Or regeneration may be controlled by a switch or switches that snails have and humans don't. Karen, member support, pictures showing apple snail.
Hydrate to feel great. Hydrate to Feel Great is a 4-week hydration plan which has been developed to help older people to drink more. This resource isn't suitable for everyone. For example, anyone using a catheter or a fluid-restricted diet. Its use should be under the guidance of a healthcare professional. Please let your healthcare professional know if your health changes. Why focus on hydration in over 65s? As we get older, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable. Use of medications such as diuretics and laxatives can increase fluid losses. Changes that occur as we age increase the risk of dehydration, which in turn increases the risk of UTIs. People over 65 suffer more serious consequences of UTIs and are more likely to require antibiotics. People over 65 make up the majority of UTI-related hospital admissions. How will Hydrate to Feel Great help me? This information summarises the benefits of good hydration and the risks associated with poor hydration. They are a guide to help you work out what you are drinking currently, and a 4-week drinks diary so you can log your fluid intake while you complete the plan. Does Hydrate to Feel Great actually help people to drink more? 467 people have trialled the Hydrate to Feel Great plan. 71% of people were drinking more by the end of the plan. 9 out of 10 is how people rated the experience.
Why is hydration important? Our bodies use water for almost everything, from digesting food to keeping our joints supple and our minds sharp. Just like we care for our plants and pets, we need to care for ourselves by keeping our bodies topped up with water. In the same way, you wouldn't let your plants dry out and drop their leaves. It's important you stay hydrated yourself. Don't wait until you're wilting before you have a drink. How much should I drink? As a rough guide, we should be having 6 to 8 drinks a day to keep our bodies and minds working at their best, unless you've been advised differently by your doctor. 6 to 8 drinks a day is roughly 2 litres or 3.5 pints. When you're doing more activity than normal, or if the weather is hot, it's a good idea to add extra drinks or alternatives such as ice lollies. Hydration doesn't just mean drinking water.
What does 2 litres look like? 2 litres may sound like a lot, but when you break it down, it quickly adds up. Here's an example of how a typical day might look. Milk on your cereal, 150 millilitres. Breakfast cup of coffee, 150 millilitres. A handful of cucumber slices, 100 millilitres. Fruit juice with lunch, 200 millilitres. Half pint glasses of water, 570 millilitres. 1 slice of watermelon, 80 millilitres. 3 mugs of tea during the day, 750 millilitres. 2 litres is equal to 3.5 pints. 8 benefits of good hydration. Cushions joints. Fuels muscles. Removes toxins. Feel less tired. Improve decision making. Helps with conditions such as diabetes. Fights off infection. Enhances metabolism.
Can you get a discount on vehicle tax if you are visually impaired? Member question. Although you can drive with some sight conditions such as monocular vision, the majority of people with sight loss don't drive. However, you can still claim a reduction if you have a nominated driver, if the vehicle is registered in your name or that of your nominated driver. You do not have to pay vehicle tax if you get one of these benefits. High rate mobility component of disability living allowance, enhanced rate mobility component of personal independence payment, enhanced rate mobility component of adult disability payment, high rate mobility component of child disability payment, War Pensions Mobility Supplement, and Armed Forces Independent Payment. You need to apply to be registered, as not having to pay vehicle tax, you can't just stop paying it. You can find information on how to apply on the Gov.uk website. You can get 50% off your vehicle tax if you get one of these benefits: standard rate mobility component of personal independence payments and standard rate mobility component of adult disability payment.
A double celebration at Mix and Mingle. On Thursday the 18th of September, the Mix and Mingle group enjoyed a fish and chip treat from member and author Anna Southwell. Earlier this year, Anna published the 3rd book in her Oliver Gruffle Secrets of Harmony Haven series, Sizzle Squirrel's Big Adventure, written for ages 5 to 9 but loved by adults too. It quickly gained 5-star ratings and was eagerly shared by supportive friends at Mix and Mingle, who then sent it to their families across the world. However, celebrations were delayed after Anna suffered a serious stroke at Christmas, leaving her severely sight impaired. Heartbreaking news for someone who loved writing and dancing. Despite these challenges, Anna surprised her friends with 3 copies of her republished first book, The Runaways, released on the 28th September 2025. Now working with experienced publishers, Troubadour, she is looking forward to the 4th book publication, followed by a reissue of The Scarab King. With 8 more books in the series already written, Anna remains determined and optimistic. Her sense of humour shone through when she joked about writing autobiographies of club members, an idea that sparked lively reactions. It is such a thrill writing these stories and holding the finished book, Anna shared. I shed a tear every time. It is such a precious moment. Friends say her book reflects her generous spirit, written with love for her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Anna also finds joy in giving back, as a tree is planted through her publisher's More Trees scheme, and she supports charities like Guide Dogs and local Isle of Wight causes. She recently received encouragement from JD, the new CEO of Sight for Wight, who read The Sizzle Squirrel's Big Adventure. Anna praised him warmly, adding with humour that the ladies in the group seemed particularly taken with him. The celebration was rounded off with delicious desserts, courtesy of Susan, the group's volunteer and members manager. Anna laughed as she recalled a recent County Press interview where her feature appeared alongside TV presenter Tess Daly. She looked stunning, and there was me with no decent photo. Tess's picture will be treasured. Mine will end up as fish and chip paper, she joked. Anna's resilience, humour and generosity continue to inspire her, friends and readers alike. She sends love and best wishes to you all.
Assistance dog under seat card. An assistance dog under seat card is a visible card for rail passengers with assistance dogs to place on a seat, letting others know the space under it is reserved for their dog. It's part of the Assistance Dog Travel Scheme developed by National Rail and various train companies to improve travel experiences by creating awareness and a protected space for the dog. You can apply for a free card from your local train company or National Rail's Passenger Assist team. What the card does: creates awareness. It lets other customers know that the seat and the space underneath are needed for your assistance dog. Provides a protective space. This helps ensure your dog has the space to lie down and rest comfortably, preventing them from being stepped on or disrupted. Facilitates travel. The card makes train travel easier and more comfortable for both the assistance dog and its handler. How to use the card. Slot it into the reservation holder. If available, the card slots into the standard reservation holder on the seat in front of you. Place it on the seat. You can also place the card directly on the seat next to your own or on the tray table. Educates others. The card explains: "This is my working assistance dog. The space under this seat should be kept free for the dog to rest, according to Greater Anglia." How to get your card. Contact National Rail. You can email National Rail Customer Relations or contact their Passenger Assist team. Contact your local train company. Many train companies offer a scheme such as Greater Anglia or South Western Railway where you can request a free card. Use the Passenger Assist service. When you book assistance for your journey through Passenger Assist, you can also arrange to receive an assistance dog underseat card.
Volunteer update. I would like to welcome all our new volunteers to this newsletter. We are very fortunate to have so many volunteers who enable us to support our members through activities, services, events and our Dress for Less shop. Although August is always shut down for groups, our volunteers are still kept busy with the Talking News, audio library, in our shop and our fundraising team, who helped in the tea tent this year at Chale Show. Thank you everyone for your time, help and support. It is very much appreciated by us all. It was lovely to catch up with some of you at our recent Volunteers Catch-Up here at Millbrook House. We were so lucky with the beautiful weather and a pleasure to enjoy time in our garden chatting over cake. As we approach the winter months and Christmas, we would welcome anyone who can or knows anyone who knits for our Christmas campaign. Keep a lookout across the island for our knitted novelties for sale. As always, thank you everyone. I really appreciate your support, and without you I could not do my role on a daily basis here at Sight for White. Merry Christmas and a very happy and peaceful New Year. Susan, Volunteers and Members Manager.
Hearing officer. Age-related hearing loss, presbycusis, is the most common cause of hearing loss in the UK, so I thought I would investigate what we can do to help protect our hearing as we age. It is not possible to completely prevent the onset of presbycusis, but perhaps if we protect our hearing at a younger age, then it is possible to maintain a level of hearing within normal ranges for longer. The short answer is yes. There are some simple steps that can be taken to mitigate the onset of presbycusis. 1. When listening to music, especially if using headphones or earbuds, don't be tempted to turn the volume up to a level that could potentially be harmful. Stay at no more than 60% of the total volume of the device. Extended exposure to high volume of sound will over time cause hearing loss. 2. Ensure that if you have a medical condition that could impact your hearing, such as high blood pressure, then check that it's being appropriately treated.
3. If you are a smoker, consider giving up, as this can impact the circulation of blood to the inner ear and lead to hearing loss. 4. Don't use cotton buds to clean out your ears. 5. Have regular hearing checks. This could identify early onset hearing loss and any earwax blockage. Hearing checks are something you may have to pay for. However, if a hearing loss is detected, then a referral can be made to the NHS via your GP for further investigation. Paula's hearing officer, article read by Jasmine.
Meet volunteer Helen. Hi, my name is Helen Bridges, and I've been a volunteer with Sight for Wight for the past 9 years. I was born on the Isle of Wight at Limerston and attended Shirwell School from the ages of 5 to 11. I passed my 11 plus and went to Carisbrooke Grammar School. I decided early on that I wanted to be a teacher, and after A-levels went to Avery Hill College of Education in Eltham, South East London. I studied geography and maths as main subjects. I loved geography but was good at maths, and I knew it would always be a shortage subject. After college, I hoped to get a job on the island, but in the 1970s that was not easy for a newly qualified teacher, so I spent a year working as a catering assistant at Whitecroft and a year as a data processing assistant at Marex. This was an interesting job as Marex prepared weather reports for the oil industry, which was used in the construction of North Sea oil and gas platforms. The designers had to make sure that the rigs would withstand the 100-year wave height and 100-year wind speed, and we used weather data to predict this. In 1980, I decided that I had to leave the island to get into teaching, so I moved back to Sidcup, which was near where I went to college. Living on the edge of London meant there was always places to go and things to do. I particularly enjoyed people watching at Covent Garden and getting last-minute tickets for West End shows. I taught geography and then maths. In 1989, I returned to the island and taught maths up to A-level at Cowes High School, later Enterprise College. In 1996, when I was 40, I decided as a challenge that I would pass my motorcycle test. I enjoyed riding a motorbike on the island and mainland, though wished other drivers were more considerate. My partner Chris and I had many holidays in Europe on his motorbike. La Rochelle was a particular favourite. In 2016, I decided it was time to retire. People said don't commit to anything in the first 6 months, as everyone will think you have time on your hands for volunteering. Susan at Sight for Wight asked my sister and I to help at Volunteers' Tea Party at Millbrook House, so the volunteers didn't have to serve themselves. I found several old friends amongst the volunteers and was obviously encouraged to help. I would describe myself as more likely to be in the kitchen at parties rather than the party animal, so I have helped behind the scenes preparing the county press for Talking News. I also knit for Easter and Christmas and helped on the charity stall at Wolverton and at the Isle of Wight Festival. I also volunteer for Walk the Wight and am secretary for Bryston Village Museum. I continue to work with youngsters, listening to readers at Bryston School and tutoring maths students. After all, maths teachers are an endangered species. I enjoy spending time with my family, reading, knitting and walking. I like going to live music events and the theatre. I have been a fan of Rod Stewart since Maggie May in the early 70s, and I also like Bruce Springsteen and Runrig, a Scottish band I first saw supporting Chris de Burgh. Helen, volunteer.
Meet member Carol. I was born in Shawford Park, Hampshire, during the war. My mum had been living in London and my dad was in the army, but after a bomb fell in our street, we were evacuated. We returned to London when I was 3 weeks old, just as the Blitz began. I grew up in Walthamstow, where our family didn't have much money, but we had plenty of love. For a time, I was an only child, but after the war, I suddenly became the eldest of 5 in next to no time. My childhood playground was the street market, filled with colourful characters. At just 9 years old, I had my first job, keeping watch for policemen while market spivs sold goods from suitcases. For my efforts, I earned 2 shillings. I wasn't academic and failed my 11 plus twice, ending up at William McGuffey, known as Scruffy McGuffey, as our senior school was known. I left at 15, worked briefly as an office junior, and was soon let go for chatting too much. At 16, I married a much older man after becoming pregnant. Though the marriage wasn't a happy one, it gave me 5 wonderful children. Wanting a better life, I trained as a nurse in the mid-1960s and found my calling in caring for others. Life took many turns. After divorcing, I worked at an American garage in Wembley, meeting celebrities such as Diana Dawes, Bob Monkhouse and Cliff Richard, to name but a few, as well as notorious gangsters. Later, I returned as a clinical coordinator at a flagship oncology unit in Harrow, where I thrived both professionally and personally. My second marriage was happy for a time, but sadly ended in the mid-1980s. Eventually, I decided to start afresh on the Isle of Wight, where I had enjoyed holidays in my younger days. With no jobs, friends or family nearby, I began again as a care assistant in Ryde, eventually working my way up to deputy manager. But when I was a grandmother and later a great-grandmother, enjoying the blessings of a large family. In more recent years, my health has presented new challenges. My eyesight began to deteriorate and I was diagnosed with age-related macular degeneration. At first it was difficult to adjust, especially when combined with losses in my personal life, but then in early 2024, Sight for Wight reached out and invited me to a mix and mingle group. I was hesitant at first, still grieving and unsure if it was for me, but after a couple of visits I discovered just how much joy and companionship the group could bring. Now I look forward to it every week. I've made wonderful friends and we often meet outside the group to share stories and laughter. My interests these days are simple but meaningful, meeting friends, having a laugh and staying socially connected. Sight for Wight has given me a new lease of life. It has reminded me that laughter is vital for well-being and that growing older is a true blessing. Carol, a member.
It has been a real privilege to step into the role of Chief Executive Officer here at Sight for Wight. Since joining the charity this summer, I've had the opportunity to meet many of our members, volunteers and supporters, and I can honestly say that the warmth, dedication and sense of community surrounding Sight for Wight are truly special. For those who do not know me yet, my name is James Danny, often known as JD. I have lived and worked on the Isle of Wight for over 10 years, with a background in leadership, film and event industries, as well as charity development. Before joining Sight for Wight, I helped lead and develop several community projects focused on inclusion and skills development. My approach to leadership is very people's focused. I believe that listening, learning, and working together are the best ways to build something lasting. Sight for Wight has an extraordinary story. For over 160 years, this organisation has stood beside people living with sight loss on the Isle of Wight, offering guidance, companionship, and opportunities to stay connected. Over the past few months, I've spent time learning how each part of the charity operates, from our member services and volunteer network to our activities, fundraising, and communications. As your new CEO, my goal is to protect the things that make Sight for Wight special, while helping us to grow stronger for the future. That means modernising where we can, improving accessibility and ensuring we have the right resources and partnerships to continue making a difference for generations to come. We are already exploring opportunities to develop new ways to reach people who may not yet know what we can offer. Collaboration will be at the heart of all we do, not just within our charity, but across the wider community. Our staff and volunteers are at the heart of what we do. They are often the first friendly voice or welcoming face that people encounter when they reach out to us. I want to ensure that our team continues to feel supported, valued, and empowered to do what they do best. We are reviewing how we deliver our services so that every person who contacts Sight for Wight receives the right help at the right time. That includes practical support, social activities, and opportunities to connect with others who understand the challenges of living with sight loss. At the same time, we're working to make Millbrook House as welcoming and accessible as possible. There are plans to refresh some of our spaces and create a more flexible area for group activities, workshops and community gatherings. A strong charity depends on strong community support. Fundraising will continue to play an important part in sustaining our work, from coffee mornings and seasonal fairs to creative awareness events. Every contribution helps us continue providing vital services, keeping our doors open and our mission alive. Taking on this role has been both humbling and inspiring. Every day I'm reminded that Sight for White is more than just a charity. It's a family of people who care deeply about one another. My own journey has always been guided by a belief in creativity, community, and working together for good. I bring that same belief to Sight for White, to open new doors for those that we support, while never losing sight of the personal touch that makes this organisation so loved. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who has made me feel so welcome, to our staff team, volunteers, trustees and members. Thank you for trusting me to lead this incredible charity into its next chapter. With your continued support, I am confident that the next 160 years of Sight for White will be as bright and inspiring as the last.
What is the Deafblind Manual? The Deafblind Manual is a form of communication using your sense of touch. It is used by people who have a visual impairment alongside a hearing impairment. This is similar to British Sign Language, but instead of using your own hands to sign with, you would perform the alphabet onto somebody else's hand so they can feel the letters. The manual is used by spelling letters onto their hands. There are no other types of sign used. Once you have learnt the manual alphabet, you should then be able to have conversations with someone else who uses this form of communication. It is useful for family members and friends of the person who are visually and hearing impaired to learn this too, to help them to communicate so they don't feel isolated. We would like to introduce a social group at Millbrook House for people who already know or would like to learn the Deafblind Manual. I can also visit houses if there is someone who would prefer to learn at home. If you would like to learn the manual, please get in contact with the White Sense team at Millbrook House 01983 240 222 or email info@whitesense.org.uk. Emma. Cataracts. What is cataracts? Cataracts is an eye condition which affects the lens of the eye, causing cloudy, misty vision to occur. It is often misconceived as a layer of film upon the surface of the eye. However, the lens is actually located inside the eyeball, behind the pupil. For most people, this is a normal part of the aging process. All people at the age of 65 have at least some degree of cataract. This usually affects both eyes at the same time. However, the progression rate can vary between each eye. What are the symptoms of cataracts? Impaired distance vision, blurred vision that does not change when blinking, poor night vision, glare, double vision in one eye. You may often need frequent new prescriptions. Treatment for cataracts. Cataracts is a treatable eye condition which is an operation which involves replacing the current lens with an artificial plastic lens. This will restore your longer distance vision and help your clarity. The operation usually takes between 20 to 45 minutes. This does not involve any stitches and recovery is quick. You'll be given drops to administer for 4 weeks. What if my cataracts are inoperable? In some cases, doctors may not advise the operation, in which case White Sense are able to come out to your own home where we would do an assessment with you to see if we can offer support, advice and any equipment for you to help you in your day-to-day life. To request an assessment, please email info@whitesense.org.uk or call us on 01983 240 222. For any more advice on cataracts and a step-by-step guide to what the operation involves, please visit www.nhs.uk/tests-and-treatments/cataract-surgery. Emma Rehabilitation.
50 years of talking news. For almost half a century, the Talking County Press has brought local news to blind and visually impaired islanders. A story that began with one man's bright idea and continues today with digital technology and dedicated volunteers.
The idea came from Geoffrey Smith, a blind man from Knighton who believed the Isle of Wight County Press should be accessible to everyone. In early 1975, he shared his suggestion with retired bank manager Royce Polk, who took it to the Isle of Wight Society for the Blind.
Director Noreen Taylor and her deputy, Jack Adamson, loved the concept and soon found strong support from the community. Over 60 clients expressed interest straight away. A small committee was formed to turn the idea into reality, including Jack, Royce, Fred Hodgson, Terry Mitchell, John Primer from the Hospital Broadcasting Association, and Martin Smith.
The group decided to record and duplicate cassette tapes in-house at the Society's HQ in Wallace Court, Newport. They purchased top-of-the-line equipment, a Ferrograph tape recorder, microphones and a Telex cassette duplicator, and enough cassette players for all their listeners. A small studio was created from 2 walk-in cupboards divided by a double-glazed window. One side held the recording gear, the other held microphones and chairs. It was a tight squeeze, but it worked.
When Lord Louis Mountbatten, the island's governor, agreed to record an introduction for the first edition, excitement soared. His message arrived just in time for the launch in August 1975.
The first Talking County Press was read by volunteers Francis Daines, Fred and Kathy Hodgson, John Primer, Royce Polk, Noreen and Bob Taylor, and Jack Adamson. About 100 listeners received that first recording, with the master tape duplicated on Sunday and mailed Monday morning.
Through the late 1970s and 1980s, the routine rang like clockwork. The county press was collected early on Friday, recorded that day and duplicated over the weekend. Despite the occasional technical hiccup, tangled tape, slipping bouts or a broken duplicator, the team never missed an edition.
By the 1990s, listener numbers had grown to more than 450. A new duplicator in 1990 could copy 11 cassettes at a time, making the process faster and smoother. Martin Smith added short music tracks to open and close each edition, giving the recordings a more polished feel. The system ran efficiently for years thanks to dozens of dedicated volunteers who read, recorded, copied and packed the tapes each week.
In 2006, the Society for the Blind moved from Wallace Court to Millbrook House in Carisbrooke Road. With more space and a growing audience, the Talking County Press moved from fortnightly to weekly editions at the reader's request.
More volunteers joined the team, around 20 readers, 4 editors, 4 recorders and 4 duplicators. The following year, lottery funding allowed the Society to upgrade to digital recording equipment. Sound quality improved and volunteers learned valuable new skills that would soon become essential.
By 2009, cassette duplicators were wearing out and spare parts were no longer available. Compact discs were considered but quickly ruled out as too expensive. The team needed a modern, affordable alternative.
The answer came in the form of USB memory sticks. These small, reusable devices could store hours of digital audio in clear MP3 quality. After visiting Portsmouth Society for the Blind, which had already adopted the system, The team launched a fundraising campaign in December 2009 to buy 600 memory sticks, 300 boombox players and a digital duplicator.
Islanders responded generously, and by Christmas everything was ready. On New Year's Eve 2009, the first memory stick edition of the Talking County Press was sent out. Listeners loved the clearer sound and the ability to skip between stories, though a few missed their trusty old cassette players.
When the first COVID lockdown hit in March 2020, everything stopped. Studio recordings were no longer possible, but staff member Chris Kane refused to let the news go silent. Working with Kelvin and Maggie Curry at Vectis Radio, Chris helped create a new format, a 45-minute talking news programme broadcast on Vectis Radio every Saturday afternoon and Tuesday evening.
Volunteer news selector Susan Early gathered stories each week, while a panel of readers recorded their pieces at home using mobile phones. Chris edited the recordings and uploaded them for broadcast. The Sight for White website, Facebook, Twitter, and eventually through Alexa smart speakers.
Listeners could now simply say, "Alexa, play Sight for White Talking News," and enjoy the week's island stories.
In May 2021, after more than a year of home recording, studio sessions resumed under COVID safety guidelines. Some readings continue to be done remotely, giving listeners an even richer mix of voices, including one from much farther away. Volunteer reader Steve McDevitt, who had moved to Spain, continued recording from his new home abroad. Thanks to modern technology, his voice still reaches the Isle of Wight airwaves every week. Since the pandemic, the Talking News has expanded its range of sources. In addition to the Isle of Wight County Press, stories now come from the Isle of Wight Radio, Island Echo, Isle of Wight Observer and On the Wight.
On the 23rd of June 2023, the team celebrated its 1,500th edition, an extraordinary milestone for a volunteer-run service that began in 2 tiny cupboards nearly 50 years ago. As of today, they've passed edition number 1,595 and show no signs of slowing down. Every week, a small army of volunteers works behind the scenes, selecting stories, reading them aloud, recording and editing, duplicating memory sticks, maintaining the listener database, and preparing the mailbags for Friday's post. Thanks to their dedication and the ongoing support of Sight for White staff and CEOs, most listeners still receive their Talking County Press by Saturday morning, just as they did back in 1975.
From cassettes to memory sticks, from cupboards to computers, from mailbags to Alexa, the Talking County Press has evolved with the times while keeping its purpose the same, ensuring everyone can enjoy the island's news.
Short Story Writing Competition Award Ceremony 2025. It's amazing how time flies as we edge closer to the Short Story Writing Competition Award Ceremony. I am so pleased to announce that we have entertainment from Hannah, the Vintage Songbird, who has sung for us before, and Huxley Magician, who has amazed us with his magic and mirth on numerous occasions. Morris Kachuk has kindly agreed to be our Master of Ceremonies once again. As this year's theme is superhero, Spider-Man will be making a special appearance and keeping an eye out for any baddies. We will have our usual category winners, including the special Idana Minghella Award presented by Joya Minghella Giddens, an avid supporter of Sight for White and one of our patrons. You don't have to have written a story to attend our award ceremony, so if you'd like a free night out, then please come along to the Riverside Centre on Friday the 12th of December at 7 p.m. Please let me know in advance so I can keep tabs on numbers. A huge thank you to everyone who has entered this year, and I look forward to seeing you on the night. Chris, Reception Manager. Short Story Writing Competition Award Ceremony Poster 2025. Winners announced. 7 p.m. on Friday the 12th of December, Riverside Centre, Newport. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Entertainment from Huxley Magician, Hannah the Vintage Songbird, and the Master of Ceremonies is Maurice Kachuk. Special appearance by Spider-Man.
100 Club. Did you know we have our own 100 Club? This is our own lottery but restricted to 100 members. Each month entrants pay £2 for a number, with 40% prize money distributed as a single prize and the remaining 60% going directly to support our services. This quarter's winners are Pamela, Audrey and Miriam. If you would like to join the Sight for White 100 Club, it is just £2 a month. You can pay annually or by standing order each month.
Christmas cards. It's that time again where Christmas cards are available. They are £3.50 for a pack of 10 good quality cards with envelopes.
Isle of Wight Artists Calendar 2026. Every year, Isle of Wight Artists Calendar supports a local charity, and this year they have kindly agreed Sight for Wight will be their chosen charity. Calendars are available to buy from Millbrook House at £12 each, with some amazing pictures by very talented local artists. Not only are their chosen charity, but Sight for Wight will receive £5 for every calendar sold. If you are interested in buying a calendar, then please contact Susan on 522205. These would make wonderful Christmas presents, but we have a limited stock, so please order early to ensure you don't miss out.
IT information for members. The new Meta AI smart glasses have proven to be one of the most popular items we have at Millbrook House. They have a wide range of features to help people with day-to-day life and have given many people a new sense of freedom. If you would like a demo or just want to find out more, please call the office to book an appointment. Accessible screen readers for laptops and desktop PCs. Screen readers for visually impaired and blind people have been around for a long time, but recently the two main suppliers, Dolphin and Jaws, have made some big changes to how you purchase them and how much they will cost. We spoke directly to both companies to find out exactly how it works, and they provided us with the following information. Dolphin Guide Connect, a one-time payment of £830 for a lifetime licence, followed by an optional £145 a year thereafter for the essential updates. We were advised that the update package was essential, so support can be provided for future updates. Jaws. This is a subscription-based service with no option to purchase a lifetime licence. The software and support is £420 a year, renewing every 12 months. All prices we have provided are as of September 2025 and are subject to change, so please check the latest price before purchasing. If you need any help or advice, please contact the office and ask to speak to Sam or Karen. Sam, IT Accessibility Officer.
This is Debbie from Dress for Less. I have an idea. Here we are coming to the end of another year and it's flown by. There are lots of events in the calendar leading to the end of the year. The big one is Christmas, and this is where my idea comes in, so please let me share it with you. I think this Christmas is going to be a struggle for many people. I would like to suggest that as a community we can help each other. I'm sure many of you have items in your drawers and wardrobes that you have bought and been given and not used. If you would like to bring them to Dress for Less, we can sell them for you. This means that you will make us some money for Christmas and you will also be helping us at Sight for Wight. But more important, you can help someone buy a special gift for a loved one. We are looking for items that are new with tags such as hats, gloves, scarves, slippers, bags and purses, etc. I recently put this appeal on Facebook and the response has been wonderful. I have already received some cashmere and silk scarves and I have slippers on the way. If you're reading this and think you can help, please call us at the shop for an appointment to bring your items in. Our number is 01983 523197. It's not too late to help someone and of course make some money for yourself. In my previous article, I asked if anyone was able to come and help us at Dress for Less, and I'm delighted to say that I've had 2 volunteers come forward. Angie is helping us on a Tuesday morning and Kate has started on a Thursday afternoon. I would like to welcome them both and hope they enjoy their time with us. We continue to look for further volunteers to help us at our lovely shop, so if you can spare a few hours, please call me, again on our number 01983 523197. Thank you, Debbie.
Education update. Since the last education update, it's been the summer holidays, where some of the programme was updated, ready for schools in September. We've also had some volunteer interest. In September, we went to Brading Primary to their Year 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 classes. I am currently in contact with schools to see who would like the programme next, so watch this space to find out where we will be going. As always, a very big thank you to all the volunteers who give their time to come to the schools with me. I've had lovely feedback from the schools, with them saying how much they appreciate our visits and how much the children enjoy learning with us. We wouldn't get this feedback without all of you giving your time, so thank you very much. If anyone is interested in volunteering in the schools and helping me teach the children the importance of keeping your eyes healthy to reduce the risk of sight loss, then please give me a call. We could have a chat about how the programme works and talk about if you would like to come along to watch a session at the school to see if you'd like to volunteer in the future.
Hello everybody. Just when you thought it was safe to enjoy yourself, I'm back. Yes, it's Terry again with another selection of tantalising teasers. Oh, I hope you will enjoy finding the answers to them. It's completely random selection this time, with no pattern and no little groupings. So see how you get on. Number 1. When is the next but one leap year? Number 2. Why are these years known as leap years? Number 3. The current age for receiving a state pension is 66. Now, between which two birthdays will somebody born on the 29th of February qualify for their pension? Number 4. To the nearest mile, what speed is 30 kilometers per hour in miles per hour? Number 5. What is Donald Trump's current wife's name? And no, I don't mean Mrs. Trump. It might be worth a try, but no, I didn't mean that. Number 6. Who or what is a great aunt? I had one when I was a child, I remember, and she was ever so old. That might be a bit of a clue. Number 7. When is St. Andrew's Day? Number 8. Which country is St. Andrew the patron saint of? Number 9. Is the expression "as blind as a bat" based on fact? And number 10, the last one. When Jane was 3 years old, she was half her brother Jack's age. How old will she be when she is 3/4 of his age? I hope you like playing around with numbers. Anyway, that's it for this newsletter. Hope you enjoy them, and hope you get them all right. But anyway, it's just a bit of fun. Bye for now. And here are the answers to Terry's 10 tantalising teasers for this newsletter. Number 1, the next but one leap year will be in 2032. Number 2, because all the days following the 29th of February of that year leap on an extra day, and that is the simple reason why it's called leap year. Number 3, the people born on February the 29th on a current state pension qualification age would get one between their 16th and 17th birthdays. Honest? If you think about it, they get a birthday every 4 years, so their 16th birthday, they would actually be 64, and their 17th birthday, they'd be 68, and they qualify at the moment at 66. 30 kilometres an hour to the nearest mile per hour is actually 19. I always thought it was 20, but it's not. It's 18.6. So to the nearest mile, it's 19 miles per hour. Mrs. Trump, the current wife of Donald Trump, is called Melania. And great aunts are a sister or sister-in-law of either your grandfather or grandmother. You've probably had one, or you might know of someone who did, and that's how they came to have a great aunt. St Andrew's Day is the 30th of November, and St Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland. No, it is not fair or accurate to say as blind as a bat. All bats can see to some extent, and fruit bats actually have good colour vision. So that is not an accurate expression. And number 10, if Jane is half her brother's age when she's 3, that means her brother's 6, there's a 3-year gap between them. When he is 12, she will be 9, and that will be 3/4 of his age. So the answer is she will be 9 years old. Well, I hope you enjoyed them. Hope you got some of them, if not all of them, right. But mainly I hope you enjoyed having a go at them. Speak to you again soon. Bye for now.
Contact details. Sight for White. Telephone 01983 52205. Email inquiries@iwsb.org.uk. Website sightforwhite.org.uk. White Sense. Telephone 01983 240 222. Email info@whitesense.org.uk. Web whitesense.org.uk. Opening hours Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dress for Less. Telephone 01983 523 197. Email retail@iwsb.org.uk. Address 57 Pyle Street, Newport, Isle of Wight, PO30 1UL. Newsletter available in the following formats: Alexa, USB, Braille.